Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Guinea Titan. I was playing the T67 quite a bit recently. I've been actually out of the last 2 months or so playing it regularly, not a lot of games, but just a few games on a regular basis when I play World of Tanks in order to try and push up the damage standing to get maybe the third mark, or get it into the range anyway of the third mark. And I've recently pushed it over the 90%, but I've had my reverses too. And part of the reason I managed to push it into the 90% is I've had actually 4 ace tanker games in the last week and a half. And I was thinking of showing a bunch of the ace tanker games, and I thought a lot of games of the one tank might be a bit boring, particularly the T67, because it's kind of the same type of play, even on different maps. And then I thought maybe I should go back and look at some of the older footage and actually show different, similar type tanks, but different time periods on the same map, and maybe people would be interested in that. Feel free to comment and tell me what your preferences will be and what you're interested in. But this is a kind of an experiment, so I've gone back to May 2016. I managed to dig this game out. It's one that I don't think I've shown before. It's the Hellcat on Malinovka, and I will sort of contrast it, so to speak, with the the T67, one of the recent T67 ace tanker games. Now, I was immediately amused by the fact that I thought it was a good idea to come up here, of all places, in a Hellcat, and I was also amused by that Chaffee. If he didn't push his luck and stayed around where he is, or just disappeared, and maybe into the bushes just slightly to the north of his current position, he would be in perfectly good location to see pretty much everything that's going on down around our base and the southern end of the field, and to be a huge advantage on our team. But he keeps pushing his luck, and because he's pushing his luck, he gets spotted. I reckon he's shooting things, more than likely shooting things. If he didn't shoot things, he'd actually get away with it. I have gotten away. Well, I was on the other side. I was a bit further north on the green team, going north, and just sat in a bush just behind where he is now, and just stay there, and you see everything that is to be seen, and you're really useful to your team. You rack up a ton of spotting damage. His team, on the other hand, has been very passive, which is part of the reason that I managed to get away with this location. On the other hand, because they're very passive, I don't actually get that many shots off. And our scout isn't doing his scouting. He is kind of supporting anti-tank. He's playing a supporting anti-tank role. But because the enemy Chaffee is dead, that poor unfortunate guy in the ARL 44 feels obliged to roll forward and actually see if he can see something. Not the best tank in the world to be doing it in. It's neither the armor nor the view range. I should be shooting the turret. Anyway, aside from anything else, yes, watching my old gameplay from 3 years ago and thinking to myself, oh my god, are you really doing this? Yeah, but at the same time, I'm also looking at the team play and thinking of the enemy team and our own team. Our own team aren't too bad actually. They're doing the right things. We have actually managed to push up the western side of the field. We've taken the hill. We're pushing down against the enemy on the hill. We have, of course, one person hanging back a little bit, and this guy's gone reinforcing the crowd that are trying to defend the hill. And there's a great big gap in the middle, but the enemy have lost half their team because of the mad rush of guys that were at the very start, rushed across the field to attack us. Didn't attack us along the western side of the map at all. They just rushed across the field to do it, which is never a good idea on this map. And it's now down to, well, they're down to half their team. I should actually start pushing forward. Use the view range of this tank to scout for my team, especially since the scout, our light tank, isn't doing it. This tank has actually got pretty good view range, but this predates the days when your detection circle and your view range were mapped out on the map. You had to sort of guess. But I'm pushing forward now and I'm starting to light stuff up, including that Churchill 7, who's now got a very unfortunate time because he's caught in the open. Everyone can see where he is, and he's just that's it. I don't think I even get the do I get the shot off? Well, I got the shot off, but I don't think it did me any good. I just got spotted damage, I think. I'm Ashhorn, and I come around the corner and fire on the move, and I miss. Well, I hit his gun barrel, so I got critical damage, and somebody else shot him. And there's a Grant down further, and I come along, try to aim on my tank, wait for the reticle to narrow down, and again somebody else shoots him before I get the shot off, and it's over. Quick as that. What are we? So 1,000 points of damage. So I got my first effect, 800 assisted damage, so it's about 1,800 combined damage, and we came number 3 by experience. We got a 3rd class mastery. So that, folks, was Malinovka in 2016. Now, Malinovka, more recently. While I think of it, also let me know if there's any issues with regard to sound. I've been getting mysterious buzzing noises in rendered videos. You wouldn't hear it when on the video editor, and sometimes wouldn't hear it without speakers, but when you transfer it into YouTube, you can hear this mysterious little buzz. It just kind of happens once, occasionally, not every video, but it's really annoying and it's real hard to get rid of. Sometimes I just finish up having to redo the whole audio recording, and I think I've been setting my microphone too sensitive. Now I'm worried that it might not be sensitive enough, and I might be kind of mumbling into the, or sounding like that I was mumbling into the microphone, that I've set the sensitivity much lower. So now we have Malinovka in the T67. This is only 5 days ago. So I'm recording this on Thursday, yes, so it'll be up on Friday. It'll be 6 days by the time you see it. And it's quite a contrast in many respects. Admittedly, it's a tier 5 battle, and you can get a lot more variation in tier 5. But the enemy are actually doing something that I haven't seen in a long time, which is a bunch of people swarming out across the field. They're a little bit too close. Well, we have 2 scouts down the western side of the map, which is not something you see very often either. That M4 was actually quite fortunate to make it across with wagons in trouble. He's decided to turn around, but he hasn't turned around, you see. He just turned around and drove back the same way. So he should be heading south so that he could, getting out of view range, instead of staying where I can shoot him. Locust is a little too fast and zippy, and is going to cause an immense amount of grief. But I think he's been learning to do the fast and zippy at lower tiers and getting away with it, because the Locust will get away with that sort of thing when it's top tier. However, we managed to track him and put him out of the game. He'll learn eventually. T1 Heavy has decided to enter the fun and see if he can make the gauntlet. But we've tracked him, and that's going to be the end of him as well. So that's 4 tanks out of the game. And there's a T67 now. He's doing a different game. He's playing on the other side of the map, but I thought easier prey, like KV-72. That's him out of the game. So 3 of them that actually made it across the map ran the gauntlet relatively intact. The M4 here is back for another run. Now he's on low ground, so there's not much showing, just the turret and maybe bits at the top. So I need to be somewhat lucky to get a shot here, but somebody else does it. Another M4. Well, I'll say they're not. They're nothing if not determined. Yeah, this guy decided to stop. That's no fun. And somebody else shot him, but I got the kill. What do you call it for him? Another enemy spotted. I just realised I have 10 enemies spotted already. A centrifuge. A bastard child of what? A Matilda and a Panzer IV? But he's dead anyway. I have 11 enemies spotted. I have a scout medal already. And 2 Stugs who decided to join in the race. They come straight up the middle of the field. They actually got up fairly far. Stealth values and the struggles are good, but of course I suppose the guys are... the two guys that were on the western side of the lake are dead as well. And it's just me seeing them through the bushes. I think I'm the nearest guy to them, so it has to be me that's scouting them. So that is, well, that's them dead as well. That's 11 spotted. And there's only 4 enemies left. I had barely time to catch breath. 4 enemies left, and it's time to go hunting, I think. So let's see if we can find some artillery. So off we go down the middle of the down the western side, because there's not like, I think there's probably, yes, the T-67 has just popped up. He's decided to go looking for somebody. I'm going to go and find a convenient bush before I go look for shots on the T-67. He's been taking fire. There's not much of him left. We just managed to steal the kill. He was under continuous fire. He wasn't going to last anyway. Heavy tank was last seen on the hill, taking out our heavy tank, and we're down here now. We have what? 8 shots left. I have high explosives loaded. Not great, like, but. And we get M41. We'll need another one at least. Didn't get a great result out of that one. Didn't penetrate, obviously. And he's making a run for it, and we... Oh! 62 into the tracks, so final 4. So we now have 5 shots left. Where is the remaining artillery? There's a bishop, well armoured. Now things, I think I get a little overwrought here. And a little carried away, and I started firing on the move, which I shouldn't be doing. The bishop has his back turned to me. I could take my time. Firing APCR, missed. Firing APCR, point blank range, and missed. 1 shot remaining. He fires, he misses. I turn. And a low roll. And it wasn't the artillery, it was actually the Bogatyr. Don't know where he was, didn't spot him. But he had obviously moved from the top of the hill, because I was supposed to see, could have shot me from the top of the hill too. Let's see where he turns up. Our guys are advancing as well. I mean, my glorious advance was not sort of unsupported. It was only one of the guys stayed where he was. The guy up there at A7. He's climbing the hill now looking for the Bogatyr. But I don't think the Bogatyr is on the hill. I'm not sure where he is yet. Oh, there he is. He's just driving past my current location. So he'd come down off the hill, obviously. And there's an a Grant. Never did get to play the Grants when they were out. When they were introduced, I sort of had a bunch of free XP, and I just free XP'd a lot of these tanks in order to research into more interesting tanks. Well, there's the bishop, and there's the Bogatyr spotted outside the bishop. Well, not far from it anyway. Grant is not in a position he does, is it? Somebody shoots the Bogatyr. It was the SU-100, I think, actually shot the Bogatyr. And the Grant takes out the bishop. Don't know, the M3 Lee has a pretty powerful gun, but it takes forever to aim. I presume the Grant is something similar, just on the other side. So, we are now back around to the final results. So we got 5 destroyed, 2,500 damage with all my ammunition, and 1,300 almost 7 assisted damage. High caliber, ace tanker. Patrol duty, which is you are the scouts that caused the most damage, or that assisted in the most damage. So that took me up to 87.43. Scout medal, Confederate, shot a lot of people. And there it is, ace tanker, folks. Top of the Top of the class. By a good margin. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, give it a like and a share. Please comment, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.